Welcome back, and joining us on the show now is Chirag. Sheth. He's Principal Consultant South Asia at Metal Focus. Chirag, hi, good to have you. And while, of course, the whole of last week has been conversation about how there's a lot of gold coming under CEPA agreement in garb of platinum, where the duty is 5%. So looks like a lot of things have started moving now. We do understand that there was a meeting between government officials and various gold associations and agencies and big bullion dealers as well. The government clearly seems to be seized of the matter right now. Perhaps it was an oversight, and the government always obviously wants to do the good of the industry, but this clearly has been a loophole which a lot of people seem to be using on right now. What is your sense on what are the numbers right now, and what is all of this conversation headed to?
So I think, if you look at purely on how much has come in over the last probably couple of weeks, these could range anywhere between 3 to 5 tons of gold has obviously come in. And I think we've seen historically that whenever any such, things are highlighted with the government is swift enough to move it and plug, whatever loophole is there. So I think, there is obviously things are moving in the right direction. It becomes a bit complicated when CEPA is involved, because then it is, an agreement which is signed between two countries. So, nothing can be done unilaterally. Obviously, the government can bring in more stricter norms so that, things can be avoided in the future. But all these things will still take some time before the entire loophole is plugged.
Chirag, there was also a conversation, and this is coming in from officials, suggesting that if there is 15% platinum and 85 and let's say 70% gold and 10% of copper perhaps, then it should be perhaps a SAID and duty put in depending on what percentage the alloy is or the brick is for that matter. You think that is doable?
No, look, I'm not an expert on the foreign trade policy, but I think there are some norms which are there globally when it comes to alloy, where it has been mentioned saying that beyond a certain percentage, if a certain metal is used, then it has to be considered as that metal. So these are, I think, WCO norms, if I remember it right, which are World Customs Organization norms which are there. So I don't know how much changes can be made, but I think only we'll come to know the next, few weeks as more and more consolidations takes place among these, experts who are there, who make these foreign trade policies.
Chirag, as of now, I mean, clearly you have been talking to a lot of people within the industry, and there have been various whistleblowers onto this one as well, because it clearly was construed towards bigger guys, bigger bullion dealers and importers, and the smaller jewelers clearly couldn't make much use of it. And there have been people telling us that there are various these kind of loopholes perhaps in the market right now.
Right, sure. Look, as I said, Manisha, yesterday at, CNBC Awaaz and Metal Focus has written about this quite extensively. In a country where you've got 5 to 6 duty structures, things like this will always come up. We've had historically, we saw some, about 4 or 5 years ago, there were these 24-carat spoons and forks which are coming into India under the Indo-ASEAN FTA. Then we had findings coming in, then now platinum with gold. So when you've got 5 to 6 duty structures, these kind of complexities will remain unless and until we do not do away with so many duties. We cannot completely plug any loophole that exists in our foreign trade policy.
Chirag, also, would it be too much to expect anything like this sort coming in from the budget?
I think all of us know budgets are usually prepared, a couple of months in advance. So I would be surprised if something comes in so swiftly. But, given with this government, we really don't know what can come in, So always ready for any surprises, if at all.
Okay.
All right, ready for surprises always. Well, with that, what we'll do is we'll, not surprisingly, take your leave on this edition of Halftime Report. Business Lunch comes up next.